There's a host of ways that climate change could devastate the world environment. Among them is how the rise in global temperatures will affect coral reefs. CCTV's Greg Navarro brings us a report from one of them, Australia's Great Barrier Reef.
Australia's Great Barrier Reef has been around for hundreds of thousands of years in one form or another. It lives and dies and lives and dies in a cycle. The current reef here is about 10,000 years old. And scientists warn a warming planet could seriously endanger the lifespan of this reef.
So we'll cut them up, we'll take slices out of them.
In the lab of the Australian Institute of Marine Science in Townsville, it's not hard to see what drives Janice Love.
I'm surrounded by coral skeletons.
Coral is a passion. So is climate change, which she's been studying for decades.
Red is warmer than normal blue.
And Loft says the data is not promising.
We know from observational records, people using thermometers around the world, the measurements from those, that temperatures are steadily rising.
In fact, here in Australia, 2014 was one of the warmest years on record. Scientists say we're seeing the consequences from increased greenhouse gases around the world.
We're seeing in the Arctic, the sea ice is getting thinner and is not as extensive as it used to be.
And because the Earth's atmosphere is warmer and moister than it was just 50 years ago, there's more energy, making extreme weather events even more extreme. Scientists say droughts in Australia are lasting longer. Hurricanes such as Patricia, which hit Mexico last month, are stronger, and flooding in parts of the world is becoming more frequent. And Australia's Great Barrier Reef is not immune.
You could argue that the world's coral reefs have more or less successfully absorbed close to 1 degree of warming. They've certainly gone from reefs that are pristine to reefs that are under stress.
Warming waters can lead to coral bleaching, which robs coral of the ability to withstand the forces of natural erosion and storms.
What we've seen is continuous year after year Category 5 cyclones crossing the Great Barrier Reef.
The increased sea temperature can also impact water quality.
The point is we're having these disturbances more frequently.
And Loft says diverse ecosystems such as the Great Barrier Reef aren't getting enough time in between to recover. The Australian government has identified climate change as the biggest threat facing the Great Barrier Reef here, which, keep in mind, is considered to be the best managed reef system in the world. The scientists we talked to say more needs to be done to address the impacts on this reef from climate change. Greg Navarro, CCTV, the Great Barrier Reef.